Hey everyone, TJ here with Running Shoes Guru, here to talk today about the Asics Gel Kayano Lite. So over the last few years, I've had the opportunity to review quite a few Asics stability offerings. Asics is a tried and true brand. There's a reason it's been around forever. It provides what it says it's going to provide. I felt like the Asics was a brand though that's becoming a little stale. They weren't really willing to push themselves out of their limits or what they do well and really be innovative. But I think that's changes here. I think they took the idea from all these other brands that are coming up with new technologies, new shoes, new trainers for runners, and really kind of push themselves. And it started with the Nimbus Lite, Nova Blast. I mean, you can go on and on. I feel like they were releasing a shoe every week. It's hard to keep up with all the new trainers that they have, but it's nice to see that they're approaching it to their stability line as well. The Kayano Lite, my friends, is probably my favorite shoe of Asics that I ran in. With the Asics Kayano Lite being a brand new shoe, there's a lot to unpack here. Let's talk about the midsole. The midsole, my friends, is different. There's no trusstic system that you're used to in a regular Kayano. There's no medial post that you're used to in the regular Kayano. What there is they have provided stability all based on the construction of this midsole. You've got the fly foam, which is the normal material that they use, but they constructed it differently. They did something called a 3D construction, where what they did was they took pieces of foam that are gender specific, male and female, and they've brought them together and they've made a midsole that is a different ride than the regular Kayano. It's going to be bouncier. It's going to be, I felt like it lasted better in long miles. When you started hitting up in those double-digit miles, the energy return was better than the regular Kayano, and it's lighter. It's a good ounce and a half lighter than the regular Kayano, which I enjoyed. I've enjoyed running the Kayano. It's a tried and true, been around 27 years for good reason, stability trainer. But this one, I just love the ride of this one. The way they do provide stability is that it's a wider midsole. It's got concave and convex sides on the medial and lateral side, and it's just a wider base that's going to give you a wider area. It really kind of balances out. So if you have a bigger landing space like you do in this, you're not going to really wobble as much. And I found I got similar stability that I do in the regular Kayano and in these. Let's talk about the upper of the Asics Kayano Lite. The upper Kayano Lite, again, keeping with that similar philosophy of this shoe, they wanted to make things lighter. And so instead of a dual layer mesh, there is only a single layer mesh. Made from recycled materials, no overlays, 3D printed. One thing that I noticed very briefly that I've talked about in my reviews with the Kayanos is I love their external heel counter in the Kayanos. I was a little worried to see that they didn't have that in this Kayano Lite. So I was a little worried because I really liked that locked in feel that it gave you. But they do have a clutching system. They have probably one of the tightest heel fits, Asics. So if you are looking for that, secure heel fit, which really, in my opinion, it locks once your heel is locked in, it really helps with that stability from wobbling so much. And this one locks you in just as well as the external heel counter, and it makes it lighter by getting rid of that external heel counter. I enjoyed the upper. The upper was breathable. It was wide, it was flexible, durable. This is a durable shoe. It's going to last you hundreds of miles. Asics always really constructs a very durable shoe. And I think the upper is pretty stylish too. Its ride is bouncy, it's wider than usual, it's cushy. I really like it. It's stylish. The midsole is very impressive to me. To provide stability without a medial post or guide rails, and you do it strictly based on the construction of how you put your foam together and your midsole together, is impressive, and it provides a great ride. The upper as well, in my opinion, they took all that is great about the Kayano Lite, and they've gotten rid of some of the excess. The trusstic system, the external heel counter, but they still maintain that it's a Kayano. It is definitely a Kayano, but it is a Kayano lighter, bouncier, and more eco-friendly, which is pretty impressive as well. So Asics really has been a brand on a mission this year to make it great again. And I think the Kayano Lite, I would love to see where they go with the Kayano Lite, and if it extends these technologies that they've implemented in the Kayano Lite to some of their other offerings. So if you want a shoe that's the same, but also very, very different, I would highly recommend you try the Asics Kayano Lite.